Okay, I'm going to put the quilt that I'm working on aside, which is the double wedding band. I'm putting it aside because Rick's friend wants me to work on this quilt and get it back to him just as soon as I can, because it was his grandmother's quilt, and I want to make sure I give it back to him because there is a cool story behind this quilt. She had fell and broke her hip. They took her to the hospital, and while she was in the hospital, they had sedated her or whatever, and to get her ready to go into the operating room to replace her hip. Well, she was laying there sewing it and all, and she had just set it down, and she said, "I'm done with his quilt." Then she reached up in the air, and she goes, "You can't take me yet, I can't walk." So they took her into the operating room, and they replaced her hip, and they brought her out from recovery and all. Then she lifted up her hands, and she goes, "I can walk now." And then she passed away. But the thing of it is she wanted to make sure that his quilt was ready for him to have. But she did not really get done with it. In her mind she did, but not in reality. So, it's hand sewn and not hand sewn. So let's get you over here. See here, you can see right here, get over here. Right here, she hand sewed all these kind of blocks. And then these right here blocks were put on by machine. And if I'm not mistaken, his sister put these on. But I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, he wants me to quilt it and all, so I am. Now, on the borders here, I have these strips. And I've already got them all mixed up. So I'm going to start sewing them together, and I'm going to put a border on this. I'm not going to trim any of this. I'm going to leave it as is because I don't want to mess anything up or do anything with it to change any part of it. All I want to do is just, we got a purple marker here. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do about that. But I don't want anything changed in it. I want to leave it, all of it that I can leave like it is going to be left there. But these right here are the strips that I'm going to sew together and put a border around it. So I hope everything turns out the way we want it to. So let's get busy and let me get my machine fixed and we'll start working on the border. Okay, what I want to do is now take my strips and I want to lay them down on the side here and see exactly how many I'm going to have. And I'm going to kind of like overlay them. I don't know if you can see me right here at this or here side. But we're going to go down and we're going to overlay them like this so that, see how many. I don't want two browns in the same, kind of in the same spot. So, alrighty. I think this right here will cover that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're going to go 7. Plus I'm going to come down here and get another one. And we're going to put it with it just for an in case. So I done went through these, but then I was like, you know, I better check them. So this is one side. So we're going to want 7 more to do the other side. So let's just go right down and put them down and all. So that right there will take care of both sides now. Yep, that should do it. So now we're going to go over and we're going to start with 1 and then we're going to do the other. Okay. That way. And now, can you see? Yes. So we're going to do the one first. And with this one right here, I can take the tape and go right there so as you can see better. And okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this thing turned around. I'm going to put these right here by the sewing machine. Move these other ones out of the way. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to put them right up there beside you. And now then, I'm going to get a hold of this one. And we're going to sew this side on. What we have here along this line and how much we have left over. And we're only going to have a little bit at the corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up on this one. And then there we go.
This world has been a wilderness, and I'm ready for deliverance. Lord, I've well, I can see my family together.
Okay, I'm going to do the other end and then we'll be back to trim it. I've already done trimmed two sides, so I'm going to go ahead and trim this one up. Now all I'm doing is I'm going and I'm laying it kind of even with this block, even though it's not even, and I'm going out just a tiny hair so that I don't disturb this block or accidentally cut it or anything. And I'm lining this one up down here at the bottom so I will have a straight edge. And just whacking it off. And we got one more side. And then we'll have this done. So, there we go. Let's see if we can't lay it out. Okay. Well, go the other way, Sandy. Okay. So now we have that done. Now what we want to do is we want to work on this other side, the other two sides of it. So, we'll fold it in half. And I kind of like this, the way that this brown looks like this brown. I mean, it's almost identical to it. So I'm really happy about that. It's really turning out nice. I like the way the colors look on it. But we'll spread it out whenever I get done. And I'll... But it does look good. Okay, there's that one. Let's get this side out here. I thought I had some of this right here with the flowers all over it, but I didn't. I don't know. I think I do, but I don't know where it's at. But that would have been good to put around the border too. Alright. Now, I think this one right here, I'm going to have to fold it up. Because we have it too long for my table. So, what we're going to do is lay it out, and we're going to lay it by two so that we will have one side. Alright, I do not have a brown. Okay, that'll work. We'll put a brown right there, and we're going to put another block there. I don't like that one. It's got something on it. So there's two. Now this right here is just for one side. So there's two. I'm going to overlay it a little bit. Don't want that brown on there. Alright, we can have those two on there. And then these two on here. And then these two. Now, since I have them overlaid, you know, like a seam allowance, this should give me enough. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 10 blocks here. So we want to do this again. There's 2. Alright, that's two different colors. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8. Don't want that one. Okay. Don't want that one either. Rather have that one. Nope. That one right there, and that one's the same color. Can't use those. Alright. Guess that one right there would have to be it. I just want to make sure that. Okay, it's all the way up here. That's up there. So, there we go with this one. So, we got 4 blocks left over. I did it pretty good, I think. I think I did pretty good to get them right there the way they were. Okay, so I'm going to get these done, and I'm going to sew them on both sides. And then we will find a backing for it. And we'll get her laid out and get ready to free motion it. Okay, I have one spot right here that I really got, that I'd be worried about fraying even more. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm leaving it like it is. And if you notice, I went down further on the seam to get that right there down further so that it would not fray and come apart. But I was like, oh no, I don't like that. So I went further down so that it would not fray later on. That's the only part that I've seen that really needs to be done. Now, this right here has got roses on it. And I really, here's a big roll of it. So let me put you up here. And I think that this right here will be pretty for the backing of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it out and cut it down and get it ready to go on the back of the quilt. And I have the batting over here. So I think it looks good. My mom gave me this right here material. And I think it would really go really excellent on this right here quilt. I believe I would be happy with it. So I'm going to get busy and get this thing measured out, cut down, and all this good stuff. I don't know what time. Oh, no. I'm going to do that tomorrow. It is 2:30, so I'm going to go to bed. And tomorrow will be another day.